Hi, it's Del. We're back again, and this is part 2 of my diabetes story. This is where we take things to the next level. And I'm happy to report that my HbA1c was much better, but the weight was still not good. I needed to think about what to do. The low carb diet was quite helpful, but I sort of hit a brick wall. Now it may be that the drugs I'm taking, 2 of which are weight gaining, could play a part in that, and that's something that we have to look at. That's a bit in the future though, because I think you've got to attack one thing at a time. If indeed I am insulin resistant, which I hope I am, if I get my weight down, it may be that we can start to cut back on drugs, and that would be fantastic. But you have to appreciate that in some cases, as you get older, you do produce less insulin. So it's all about, you hope that you hope things are going to be okay, and if you lose weight, and in any event, losing weight is not a bad thing to do. So I was clinically obese, heading down toward in the right direction now, and I've managed to lose 22 pounds since I started in March, which I think is pretty reasonable, but we'll see what the dietitian says on Tuesday. But I have taken things a stage further from that particular diet, the low carb diet. I've gone on to a low carb vegan diet, where I'm basically not eating meat, I'm not eating fish, and I'm not having any dairy at all. Now you might think that that is a ridiculous jump to make, but I have somebody in the family is vegan, and she looks as healthy as anything, and I thought, well, it's worth a try. You've just got to do different things. You've got to shake it up and try and see what you can do to make things better. So that's what I did. I went vegan. I did a 30-day trial, and halfway through it, I honestly felt better. Yeah, about halfway through. After 15 days, I felt better. So I thought that was a sure sign that this was going to be the future for me, and I've carried on. We're now, what, 6-7 weeks into it, and other than having to take some omega 3, 5 and 9 and some vitamin 12, I'm surviving very nicely on my basic diet, and I'm using meat replacements and then lots of beans and pulses and bits and stuff like that. And it may seem, ridiculous, but it works. And one of the best things I've noticed is that I'm hardly having to have any hay fever medicine this year. By this time of year, I am normally taking around about 4 tablets a day. Now, just occasionally when I go down the coast, where you've got all the rapeseed out at the moment, I had to have 1 tablet. But to be able to cut down by 75%, if you like, just shows me that dairy was part of the problem with my allergy. And I think that if we can focus on the good side of things, I know that being a vegan, there is more to being a vegan than what I'm doing, but I'm considering myself what they call a health vegan, and I think that being a vegan is good, whatever means that you're using for it. If you might be doing it for ethical reasons, but you might be doing it for health reasons, and I think it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're still a vegan, and you are taking up, you're cutting back on meat production and so on and so forth, which means, so you are embracing it to a certain degree. I think that there is more further to go on this one, and I'm looking at the Eco Atkins diet, which has been designed by the guy who actually invented the glycemic index, and he is thinking that it's the way forward is to go vegan, but at the same time really watch out on the carbs. Now I'm going to take this on board still further and cut my carbs down to 100 grams a day, and I have been running up to 120 and sometimes going over, but now is the time to really take it on and hit it hard. And I think that if we can do that, then we can probably drop one of my medications in the next 6 months. and my target is to get down to 100 kilos weight, and I've lost so far 10 kilos. So I'm, you know, I know I've got a lot to do, but I'm getting there in my own sweet little way. Even just being vegan doesn't mean that you lose weight like wildfire, because there is actually a site called What Fat Vegans Eat, and I think I could probably subscribe to that, because if you fill up too much on stuff, you end up that you suddenly, when you check yourself out on the wee machine, like I do every day, you're actually not losing weight anymore. So you have to again take things to the next degree, and that's what I'm up to right now. Obviously I'm looking at all the different things that I can eat, and maybe will be looking at going more plant-based and microbiotic rather than meat replacements. But soya is not too bad for you. I don't feel unhealthy on it. I feel better, in fact, and a lot of people have said that my colour looks better, and I've lost one of my chins, as Pooh says, so well, that can't be bad. So this is what I'm up to at this stage, and obviously I will report back later. I'm off to the States in September, and I would like to be sort of another 10 kilos down the road by then, and I'll keep you posted on my blog. If you want to have a look at that, if you look at theoldfartschannel.com, you will find my blog there, and that I update regularly, and also show the sort of food that I'm making. We are actually trying to do some recording as well with my son, who's a chef, and of course that's, at least it looks a bit better than when I present it. But yeah, we'll see how we go on that one. So keep in touch. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theoldfartschannel, and theoldfartschannel.com. We're also on Twitter, the Old Farts Channel. You can find us on there. So come and say hello, and if you've got any comments at all on these particular vlogs I've done on diabetes, I'll be really interested to hear from you, and you can do that at comments@theoldfartschannel.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.